start with the Javi ejection. Like, what did you see on that? And when you came out, was that more so just to kind of calm down the situation, or were you looking for an explanation on that as well?
Well, you're not going to get any explanation in it. Not from me, from the umpire going out there. So what I saw was a missed call on the 3-2. And Javi, who had chased a lot in the first two at-bats, didn't get rewarded with the ball four. And then I thought the argument was really over. I mean, Javi started to turn to walk away as I was going out. I should have probably got out there a little sooner, but I thought the argument was over. Then he ejects him. And then I know what Javi said afterwards, and I know what he said. So it was a kind of a little more of an old school approach behind the plate. As the player was walking off, he felt like he gave him a chance, which is what he told me, and just set off an argument that ended in Javi being out.
And then what did you see from Montero in this one? Looked like this one was sharp and also pretty consistent for him as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of good with Cater today. Obviously, 5 scoreless. If you'd have told me at the beginning of the day, I would have loved it. And I thought, he battled a tick of spraying the ball a little bit, but found his way to reconnect into the strike zone and did a really nice job getting us 2 times through the order, got through 5 innings, set the tone really well in a low-scoring game, and didn't back down from them as he found his breaking ball. He got a little bit better, and he's always going to compete. So it was a good outing.
How much did having that fresh bullpen factor into when you went to?
Yeah, I mean, it was more about Yastrzemski and Lee coming up with Holton being up the previous inning. I was going to bring him in the 5th if Cater didn't get him in. And obviously when we have the lead, and we had a 1-run lead at that time, we're going into a little bit of a bullpen game towards the back end of the game anyway. So getting Holton hot, it was an easy decision based on how our path was to go get it. We obviously didn't go perfectly from the 6th inning on, but our guys did a good job of chipping away at outs and coming up with big outs, and then Tommy and Will at the end.
Dylan Dingler has another big hit here today, also calling a game for a much different situation than he did yesterday. Just how impressive.
Yeah, he's steady and he's really good. He's prepared. I think Jake has done a really good job with him over the course of the last year, helping break him in. His confidence is growing. I think when Jake got hurt, Dylan, had to get the lion's share of innings behind the plate. I think that has helped him get settled because he as a young guy coming up and either splitting time or not playing as much at the beginning of the season, it's hard to get confident and settled. And I've seen Dylan really do a good job of taking it game by game. I mean, he is as even-keeled a personality as we have in the clubhouse. He's also somebody who's getting a ton of respect by how he prepares. So I love what he's doing. It's why he's getting some playing time. It's gonna even out a little bit as Jake gets up and running a little bit more, but it's hard to take Dylan out of the lineup, so I'm not.
As heated as Javi was in a ball strike situation,
yeah,
we're going to get ejected.
Well, I'm not going to get ejected with 5 innings of a 1-run game. So, I obviously, when I went out there, he wasn't heated. Where he got heated was after he got ejected in the way that he was dismissed. I think Javi did a good job. And I know everybody gives me a hard time about not getting ejected. I assume that's why you're asking me the question. But I got 4 innings of a 1-run game to manage, and my job is to get the player off the field. Obviously, I'm going to stand up for him. I don't know what Phil was going to do. He had a short temper, but that wasn't the time for us to lose not only a player on a bad call, but a manager in complete chaos the rest of the day.
You said, you're never going to get an explanation from the umpire in that situation. As you head out there, is your priority to defend the player, to take the heat off him, or are you more concerned with just addressing the call as you saw it?
Well, the call's done. So, the umpire is the law. So the umpire, what he called is what he believes. Obviously, I'm out there to defend the player or prevent the player. The fact that I was out there as Javi was walking back, he doesn't get ejected. So my regret is that I could have gone out at the very beginning of the argument. And that's where I'm mostly frustrated because it changed the rest of that inning, not being able to use some guys in certain situations. So we should have had a runner on first. We didn't. Now we lose Javi. But I'm out there for a lot of different reasons. But getting Javi back to the dugout without doing any more than what he already did or what was done against him was the big key.
You obviously didn't like the ejection, but do you like to see that out of a player, fiery, when appropriate?
Obviously, this game's played with a ton of emotion. I think you see it across our roster, and I think sometimes people assume if you're not screaming and kicking and yelling that you have no emotion, and that's not true. Our guys care. So I want our guys to stand up for themselves. And I don't think what Javi did warranted the ejection, but I'm not the umpire, and they don't care what I think. So once it's over, obviously I just trying to save him some money.
For Riley, for him to come through when he did, especially against the lefty in an 0-2 count, how big was that?
Huge. I mean, obviously we won by 2, and that was the 2 RBI hit. So it's important for him to have good at-bats all the time. I mean, obviously as they work their way through our lineup, Andy did a really good job pinch hitting for Colt, gets the walk and sets up the at-bat for Riley. Riley gets a call against him on the second on the second pitch, and doesn't concede the at-bat, fights off a nice single, and we end up in a good situation. Then they got to walk Torque, and then obviously Z-Mac grounds into the double play. So you need a lot of things to happen to set up Riley's at-bat, and then obviously Riley's got to keep battling.
What did you see? What happened? What can you tell us?
I mean, I only say I'm looking for that pitch. It's not a strike. That's only I say. And then he say, don't point at it. Walk out or something. And I say, what do you mean walk out? I'm asking you something, and then he just threw me out.
Were you surprised when that happened? Because it seemed like you started to turn around and go back towards the dugout, and then things kind of got heated once again. Like, how did that?
That's why I got so mad, because he don't have to throw me out because I'm asking you or I'm saying something about the strike zone. I was not even close to swing at that pitch, and it's not even about the call. It's about the competition, Like, he struck me out with a pitch almost that it bounced in the grass, and they threw it out there because I know I can get to it, and I make my adjustment. I win the battle, and then he messed it up. So it's not even about the call. It's about how he treat me. I'm not an animal. We can talk, we can argue, and that's it. If he would have told me, okay, I missed it, I would have shut up and we'll go out to it, because we competing, and I know he's not perfect, but don't treat me like that.
All you were looking for in that situation was just accountability from him?
Yeah, I mean, I'm leading off, and I'm coming from center field from the second, leading off the second time. I'm tired. I'm kind of like speed up because I got to put everything on, and then I got to face this guy that is throwing 100. But it's all right, but just don't treat me like that. Anybody, in general.
You kind of mentioned it, but just something from your previous at-bats being, you didn't lay off certain pitches and you do lay off that one. Is that where most of the frustration in that comes from?
No, like I say, it's not about the call. It's about how he treat me.
Yeah.
We are competing, and I have strikes called before that are not in the sun, and I don't even get mad about it. I know the umpire is not perfect. Mm-hmm. He's a human, but we got to focus on seeing the pitch, timing it, hitting it, and somewhere that is no one there. They just got to make the call and compete. So
I know this part might be in the back of your mind, but your teammates step up and score a couple of runs in that inning. So just how big was that for you to see that you guys were able to capitalize?
Good. I mean, obviously good. I was still pissed, and I'm still pissed, but good for the team.
How about Joey Cora holding you back? Were you surprised that he was able to keep you back like that?
Oh, man, he got pretty good, strong arms, but I was just mad, man. Just let us compete,
I mean, obviously, there's always a chance that you may see umpires again. These guys are around the game. Is there anything that you guys do going forward that can make that relationship a little bit better?
No, I mean, if they want to take it personal, we take it personal too. But what can we say? They just need to do their job and focus on doing their job. That doesn't do anything with throwing me out. I got to pay a fine or something.
Well, AJ Hinch, when he ran out, he said he was trying to save you a little bit of money. To see AJ and the guys come out and help you, what does that mean, just that they have your back?
No, we always stay together, man. We know how everybody is, and how we treat each other. We are a good group here. We are a good family here. So they know how everything works. They know how different we are. So.
Did you feel the ump said something disrespectful to you? Is that what it was?
No, I mean, he just pretty much didn't let me express, didn't let me actually ask him a question. So
So it
if
wasn't
you
like
want
a
to treat me like
particular
that,
word or anything?
no, I mean, not really. I mean, after I got pissed and he threw me out, he threw me, for no reason, and I'm going to treat you the same way.
Thank you, Javier.